Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to another episode of G's Footage. Today's day is going to be dedicated to upgrading the electric fans. This truck originally had one relay with 2 fans. So that one relay powered 2 fans, but they were really weak fans because they came in our radiator electric fan combo from Amazon, right? It was a DNA radiator, which it's a great deal, it's a great bargain, but for a high performance engine, you start running into a little warmer situations, right? Especially when you're in like bumper to bumper traffic and things like that. As you guys can see here, I already got a head start and I already replaced one, but I left the Amazon ones on here. So originally we were only gonna do one, right? Because here is where the transmission cooler is. It's running a little warm, nothing too crazy, still under normal operating temperatures, but not as cool as we would want it for a race car or a race truck. So we said, let's just step it up and add a high performance fan. What we found out was that when these things pull a lot more amperage, so we were not able to run one relay. We ended up using 2, their own independent power source. As you guys can see, I still have to hide it nicely, but basically what we did was we added one relay for every fan. Like that we don't have issues with them, you know, overheating and burning out. So once we did that, we're like, okay, cool. But then we're like, this new fan blows air way over here and it's, you know, cools this side really good. And then this one is kind of weak now. It just like up to here. So it was like kind of like, you know, OCD kicked in and we're like, nope, let's go ahead and add the second fan. So Summit came through today and we got our second fan. And these are SPAL Automotive USA fans, and they're really nice. They're only about 95 bucks. So this is what we're gonna go with. Alright guys, so the first thing you're gonna want to do, or the first thing I'm gonna go ahead and do to replace the electric fans on the Project OBS is gonna be remove the aluminum shroud that holds the electric fans. Now when we built Project OBS, we kind of planned for the future. You know, we kind of planned, hey, okay, if this truck ever needs a little bit of maintenance or whatnot, everything should be kind of like factory. So as you guys see here, all these bolts, we made them, we got them, we salvaged them from the junkyard, the radiator holding brackets, and we tapped them in here. So now you just take them off. Alright guys, so once you go ahead and remove your brackets that hold your radiator, now you're able to basically pick up your radiator a little bit, and this is going to allow us to get the 4 bolts that are holding the aluminum shroud in place. Just to show you guys a little bit of my little hack job that I did here. I actually got one little rubber mount from another radiator, put a nut in a bolt here, and this gave me the proper length. And then this bracket was like about this long, so I just cut it in half and rolled it. But it came out pretty neat. But let's keep going. So I'm going to need some L wrenches here. Go grab them. That's our second bolt, and there's 2 more on the bottom. Okay guys, and that's how you remove an aluminum shroud from a DNA radiator. But not too bad, huh? As I mentioned before, I already had to replace this one, but I didn't like the fact that it only blew a bunch more air on one side versus the other side, so we actually stepped it up and just got the second one. But let me just show you kind of like the difference in quality here. This thing looks savage compared to this little thing, but it's not just aesthetics. This thing actually blows a lot more CFM of air versus this little guy. But let's get to it. Let's unbolt these 4 little bolts, and this radiator this electric fan should just come right off. Unfortunately, the new fans don't actually allow you to use the same holes, so we're gonna have to drill for new holes. So. performance fans are on. So now all we gotta do is bolt it back up and then do some wiring and we're good to go. So that was the easy part. Now the thing I find the hardest is the relays, but like I said, I had started this project the other day when I replaced the first fan. So I already went ahead and added the second relay. But if you guys are having trouble with this, just go to lt1swap.com and there's a nice wiring diagram that shows you how to wire your electric fans. So I wired it that way. But the only thing I did was I got another power lead to an independent relay, and then I got the same signal, and then I bridged it, as you guys can see there. I just basically got the one signal and I spliced it into two, and now I have, you know, one power going to one fan and another power going to the second fan, and they both have their own their own relay. So with one signal. So all we gotta do here is hook them up. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what the final product looks like. Wires nicely tucked away. Everything has a wire loom, heat shrink, and secure. We got proper grounds, and we're ready to rock. Let's fire this bad boy up and make sure the fans kick on and the wires don't get hot or anything weird like that. But yep, we're done. I'm sorry I didn't touch too much base on the relay situation, but like I said, if you go on to lt1swap.com, it tells you exactly how to wire these relays. And all we did was the signal coming from the PCM, we just spliced it in two, like that, as you guys can see, 1, 2, and that gives it the signal to the relays, and each relay powers its own independent fan. So that's how you do it. So let's fire it up. All right, here comes the cold start. Who doesn't love a nice cold start? Oh man, look at them gauges. Alright guys, that concludes the electric fan upgrade. We got rid of our little cheap free fans that we got in our DNA radiator with some made in USA high performance ball fans, and these things got some major cooling power. I just want to show you guys one thing before I close this video out. Hear them when they turn on. So here's the cool part. Look how much power these things have. Alright guys, that concludes another episode of G's Footage. Coming up next, don't miss it, we're installing a wideband, and I already went ahead and made this little custom cubby. So we're going to wrap it in black and we're going to install it, but don't miss this. This is coming up next.